What's the Farm Bridge Assistance Program? It's about $12 billion that just got sent to American farmers and producers. This is making a lot of people understandably upset. Actually, I see a lot of news organizations covering it and a lot of people calling farmers welfare queens. Let's talk about it. The Farm Bridge Assistance Program is based off of your 578 forms. We're going to have to certify acres, and it's going to be $11 billion to your Title I crops. It's going to be your corn, cotton, sorghum, soybeans, wheat, rice, and I think that's about it. That's off the top of my head. That's what I'm thinking. And then there's $1 billion that's going to non-insured specialty crops like your pumpkins and your sweet potatoes and some fruit crops. And I believe sunflowers are grouped in there as well. I'm going to throw a picture of the overview of the program on the video, and you can pause it and read it yourself. After reading that, you'll see it's going to be a flat payment per acre per commodity. It's going to be about $48 on corn, about $37 on wheat, $32 on soybeans. What does that equate to? Well, that's about 10 bushels of extra corn per acre per farm and about 3 bushels to 4 bushels on soybeans. It's not that much in the grand scheme of things. Here's something y'all aren't going to want to hear, and I'm sure I'll get a comment down below about it, but farms don't want these programs. They don't want to take part in them. What they want is a fair shot to be able to do business. We're seeing something called stagflation. Fertilizer and input prices are through the roof, not to mention equipment. Right now, grain prices are worse than what they were 30 years ago. Equipment prices are up 1,000%. Fertilizer prices are up 127 to 300%. And don't even get me started on chemical and seed, especially with cotton. Money getting pushed to the American farmer like this, don't get me wrong, it does help. It helps cover some of these long-term liabilities and these operational expenses that are not being covered this year and from last year that have rolled over. But it's a band-aid on a bigger problem. Really, the problem is stagflation. It's input-based, and that's what we need to see come down. Equipment costs, input costs, well, they gotta come down to a level that justifies the commodity price at where it's at. And the U.S. government is going to continue to support farms. They don't really have much of a choice. It's a matter of national security. Being able to have a good food source inside our country gives us power. And like it or not, agricultural trade makes up a huge amount of what the United States does as a business. Our soybean, our corn, our cotton trade is through the roof compared to a lot of other countries. Now, Brazil is coming up from the back end, and there's a lot of other competitors in the international market. But the United States, well, we're still a powerhouse when it comes to agriculture. And the reality is in the event of a global conflict or having to support ourselves and our own production, well, farms are going to be crucial to be able to keep this population of over 300 million people fed, so the government is going to keep them up, well as they can. And a lot of that starts on the farm. On-farm trade and economic literacy is extremely important. There's some farms right now that are growing. They didn't lose money this year, they made plenty of it. There's some that are struggling. We can't farm like it's 1985 anymore. We got to farm like it's 2025, and we got to keep rolling with the punches. Also, if you made it this far, I'm not a farmer, I'm an agronomist. Check out my videos. I don't own a farm, I don't farm, I assist other farms. So that's it. Farm Bridge Assistance Program, FBA program through the USDA. It's going to go out and roll out December 22nd. It's going to be a little bit of money going to the farms. You're going to get about $48 on your corn. You're going to get about $32 on your beans, $37 on your wheat. Should be good to help cover some of those expenses, but let's look at the real end of it. Let's prioritize cash flow, prioritize solvency, a balance sheet, try and run these farms the best that we can. And like I've always been told, that government money's good. You can't count on it, but you can't count it out. So use it to the best of your ability, prioritize your business. Let's try and roll this thing into 2026. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all have a good day. Also, look at that sunset, isn't that beautiful? Wow.